Well, we want to make sure. Make sure that.
Sorry, we're trying to live broadcast through the cell phone over here. We're trying to.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to talk about the, it's okay, or is it actually going to bother the people at home?
They're gonna have no audio at home, we're trying to figure that out, but we'll put it off.
Said that he thinks it's the sound system. He's trying to have me call in. It's working. You could. I think if we just take. He said this is working, but it's really low now. My phone needs to be up by whoever's talking.
if they cancel and they lose that one night, I just want to be kind to our members if they cancel and considerable time, because that's one of them that we get taken up by someone else.
Okay, I will clarify that with the approval.
I think he's trying to switch to the laptop audio.
We can move on to the vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
4 in favor, 1 absent, motion carried.
Okay. We're still working on,
He said that's kind of working.
Would it be helpful, do you want me to present something?
I can go up, yeah.
Get Daryl to call me, but I have his email. Do you have his phone? James? Daryl.
Okay, so tonight we have an approval of GR 5.1J, helmet requirements for persons under the age of 18. At the March 2022 Rules Committee meeting, this rule was revised to eliminate redundancy and improve sentence structure. The purpose of the rule remains the same. The current rule reads that all persons under the age of 18 operating a bicycle, a non-motorized scooter or skateboard, inline or roller skates, or ride upon a bicycle, a non-motorized scooter, or a skateboard as a passenger upon Canyon Lake Property Owner Association roadways shall wear a properly fitted and fastened bicycle helmet. This requirement also applies to a person who rides upon a bicycle while in a restraining seat that is attached to the bicycle or in a trailer towed by the bicycle. The revised rule will read all persons under the age of 18 operating or riding upon or in a motorized or non-motorized wheeled device, bicycle, skateboard, scooter, bike, trailer, restraining seat, etc., must wear a properly fitted and fastened helmet.
okay, thank you very much. And this is just a clarification of the existing rule, I think we already had, but
Yes.
and expanding under a couple of other riding bicycle, skateboard, scooters, so that's great. Any, let's take a motion. We have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second? Second. And this is an approval of the rule. We've already had a 28-day read, so this is the approval. Any comments?
No,
Any comments from the board?
at a time. It says property fitted, so it's just a little. Instead of LY, it's
Just one, no, this does not include golf carts, correct? For people under 18.
Clear, clearly not. Okay, let's call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Vote.
4 in favor, 1 absent, motion carried.
Okay. Next one is yours, Amanda.
So this is a 28-day reading to revise rule GR 5.2A, electric pedal assist bicycles. As the popularity of personal electric devices has increased, there became a need for the rules to be updated to identify what is and is not acceptable to ride within the community. The Rules Committee met in February 2022 to discuss this issue and is recommending that we expand our existing rule for electric pedal assist bicycles to cover other personal electric devices. The proposed change would have the following impact. 1, it would clarify that personal electric devices such as stand-up scooters like a Segway, kick scooter, Razor, skateboards, and wheeled boards are acceptable. 2, it would establish a speed limit of 20 miles per hour for all devices. And 3, it would establish an electric motor maximum wattage of 750 watts or less. It's important to clarify that an electric motorized sit-down scooter, such as a moped or a Vespa, would not fall under this rule and cannot be used within the community. The current rule reads electric bicycles are permitted to be used within the community so long as the bicycle is equipped with pedals, pedal assist functionality, and an electric motor less than 750 watts. The revised rule would read electric bicycles and other personal electric devices such as electric stand-up scooters, skateboards, and wheeled boards are permitted to be used within the community so long as the following provisions are followed. The bicycle is equipped with pedals and pedal assist functionality. All scooters and boards must have a floorboard to stand on when riding. They cannot exceed 20 miles per hour, and it must have an electric motor of 750 watts or less.
Okay. So we have a motion to approve, this is a 28-day reading. So we have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
All right. Call for comments from the audience?
None.
None? From the board, do you have any comments? I have one, and the 20 mile an hour speed limit, that applies to all the vehicles you mentioned, all the scooters, bicycles, e-bikes.
Yes.
Is that a change from did we have a speed limit for e-bikes before?
Not that I'm aware of, just for golf carts.
This is all carts. Okay, so this would implement a speed limit for e-bikes as well, which I think is well needed. So 20 miles an hour for all these electric devices, including your e-bike. I think we can all agree that we've seen them going down the road with young kids riding them much faster than 20 miles an hour. So with that, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
4 in favor, 1 absent, motion carried.
Okay, just to reiterate, that's 28-day reading, so if you have any comments or questions, just send them to the board or send them to member services. Amanda or Corey, and we'll get your questions answered or added to the wording of the rules. Our next item is safe distance required for children. Go ahead.
So this is another 28-day reading to revise Rule LN 9.11. At the December 2021 board meeting, during the discussion regarding boat weight, a comment was made that excessive weights are being caused by boaters who are slowly cruising the lake while the boat is plowing. Plowing is generally described as a boat with a raised bow in which the hull is moving through the water instead of being on top of the water, creating a large lake. After discussing this topic with our Marine Patrol captain, it was determined that a rule revision was appropriate. The Rules Committee met in January 2022 and recommended the proposed language changes. The impact of the changes are as follows. 1, it removes reference to specific types or brands of water sport devices. It requires all boats on the main lake to be either at idle or on plane. It changes the fine schedule from $50 per occurrence to an increasing progressive fine for repeat violations. During the April 2022 board meeting, a concern was raised regarding children learning to ride and the fact that a boat may not be on plane as they are towed at slower speeds. The Rules Committee met again to discuss this issue and is recommending that consideration for all people learning to ride be written into the rule for Marine Patrol to use. For example, if activity on the main lake was very minimal, Marine Patrol would allow a beginner to be towed at slow speeds and not require the boat to be on plane. The current rule reads all tow boats towing air chairs, kneeboards, wakeboards, or similar devices other than water skis shall stay within 100 feet of the center buoy lines unless boating safety dictates otherwise. All boats in tow on main lake must be on plane. The revised rule would read, all boats towing riders on any type of water sports device shall stay within 100 feet of the center buoy lines unless boating safety dictates otherwise. All boats on the main lake, towing or not, must be on plane or at idle. No plowing allowed. Consideration will be given to individuals learning to participate in water sports, and the fine amounts slightly increased and are now progressive.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. We have a motion to approve this 28-day reading. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve it. Do we have a second? Second. Okay, thanks, Jim. Okay, we have a motion and a second, and do we have any discussions from the audience?
No.
No discussion. From the board, any questions, comments? Okay, I think this is a good rule, and I think it'll go along with our water concerns are wave concerns on the lake. So I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
We're in favor, one absent, motion carried.
Okay, this last has to do with 28-day reading on unauthorized and overnight parking of vehicles. Okay.
So the background on this rule is that the Rules Committee has been tasked with reviewing and recommending updates to the commercial vehicle section of the rules and regulations. After researching other communities as well as the DMV commercial vehicle definitions, the committee has made the following recommendation to reclassify the weight classification from 3/4 ton to 14,000 pounds GVWR. This proposed change would increase the weight of acceptable vehicles that can be parked on the street overnight. Exceptions to this rule could be granted for members moving in or out of the community as outlined in Rule GR 4.3, moving pass or temporary parking permit. Gross vehicle weight rating is the most weight that a vehicle can safely handle as identified by the manufacturer. Effectively, this proposed change impacts larger pickup trucks and would allow for most single and dual rear wheeled trucks like the Ford F-350, GMC Sierra 3500, Dodge Ram 3500, etc., to be parked on the street overnight. The current rule reads, in addition, vehicles over 3/4 ton, including trucks, tractors, tractor trailers, 18-wheelers, and other similar vehicles, may not be parked on a Canyon Lake street except for the purpose of loading and unloading, or when a special parking permit has been issued for overnight on any lot. The revised rule would read vehicles over 14,000 pounds gross vehicle weight rating, including trucks, tractors, tractor trailers, 18-wheelers, and other similar vehicles, may not be parked on Canyon Lake Street after sunset unless a moving pass or temporary parking permit has been issued.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to approve that 28-day. Motion to approve. Second? Second. Okay. And motion and second, do we have any comments?
None.
None from the membership? How about the board? Any questions? Yeah, I have one. It calls for no parking after sundown. But would it be more clear if it said between the hours of sundown and sunrise? I'm just concerned about, how that will be interpreted.
Yeah, I think that would provide a little bit more clarity.
How does the board feel about that? It basically says no parking after sunset, unless it's moving past, but, it doesn't give a,
Like a start time,
a morning time, yeah,
right?
I don't. Okay, so if I propose a motion to amend this to basically say Department Canyon Lake Streets after sunset, or between sunset and sunrise. That we can amend this, and still continue this at the 28-day read. Okay. Then I'd like to make that amended motion,
I'll second that.
okay? Second, no discussion, so we'll just go into the vote. So the amended motion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
4 in favor, 1 absent, motion carried.
Okay. You know, we've had a few people come in a little later, so I just want to make sure that they know that, thank you, Amanda, appreciate it. That, if we're here for this 28-day reading regarding Rule 2.0, that's been tabled, and we'll go back to the Rules Committee for a little more specific detail. I'll let people know that. And that concludes our business. We can go into member comments. Do we have any members who'd like to speak tonight?
Yes, we have Patrick Roberts.
Good evening.
Hit the microphone and leave it on. Thank you.
All right, good enough. First, I want to thank you for volunteering your time and, you know, helping take care of Canyon Lake. It's a,
Let me get your name and try.
oh. It's, what do we have to do to keep it from feedback? Patrick Rogers, 3720031. Good to go? All right. My wife and I moved here with our 2 daughters in 1996. We have a passion for tournament water skiing, and Canyon Lake provides both the amenities and a nice community to raise our family. Our girls grew up enjoying water skiing and continue to have a passion for it. Both my daughters now have their own families and live nearby. Because of this, my wife and I also get to share our passion for water skiing with our grandchildren. We continue to enjoy that community and the camaraderie at the North Ski area, and are delighted that our family enjoys it with us. At least until recently. A man has been seen on multiple occasions sitting in a golf cart, taking pictures or video of my daughter and my young grandchildren at the North Ski area. This is alarming. A stranger is taking specific interest in my family. My family, who has been water skiing and involved in the community here for the better part of 25 years. My family, who is following the rules and participating in activities within our rights. My family, who has never been approached or questioned, nor been in violation of any of the rules in the North Ski area. We recently identified this stranger as Caitlin Morris. The stalking of my daughter and taking pictures of my grandchildren within the walls of Canyon Lake without cause or explanation is threatening and unacceptable. Our daughter did not grant permission for her young children to be photographed. This is suspicious and extremely concerning behavior that certainly violates our family's rights. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I don't know what to say other than I'm sorry that you and your daughter and granddaughters had to experience that. I hope that you taking it to the authorities beyond the POA. We're not a police agency by any means, but it's good that we know that, and I can't offer you anything else or acknowledge anything else, but I appreciate you letting us know. Thank you. Anybody else? No? All these folks here, nobody wants to speak? Okay. Well, Eric, we snuck up on you again. On the behavior reporter or something like that.
I just wanted to, okay, this is becoming a habit. It's short, efficient meeting, and I'm not quite ready to my report. I did give a pretty detailed report of what was happening for people watching on the internet. We did have some audio issues for which we apologize. One of the things I talked about earlier is all of the projects that this board and our staff has done together over the past couple of years. And part of that long list was the new LED lighting system. One of the artifacts of installing the system was apparently a glitch with our internet streaming tonight. So we're limping along with some audio right now, but that's why that happened, and we're very, very sorry about that. In any case, I'm not sure if this went to the internet or not, but I went through all the projects that these two board members who are leading us helped with the last 2 and 4 years respectively, and this board has done for the past couple of years. And it's a long and lengthy list, and once again, just want to make sure, because I know we have audio now, we're very grateful for Jim and Joe and their service, and we presented plaques of appreciation to them. So if that went out, I'm terribly sorry for that. If it didn't go out audio-wise, I'm really, really sorry about that. A few things that I want to mention in my normal intro report is Fiesta Hopper and Parade is coming up this month on Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 29th. Our paving project is going fantastic. We're starting phase 7 out of 9 on May 9th. I can't say enough good things about our team that we assembled, our engineer and our contractors and our staff, and communications, operations, Steve, the oversight, our paving contractor, our paving engineers, the lab testing, like everything is going like knock on wood. It's been just a fantastic project, and we're almost near the end. Indian Beach dock is being built and should be completed soon. The Indian Beach shade structures and picnic area is completed, and we just have landscaping left to do. Roadrunner Park restroom is completed. We're just waiting on points of connection for sewer and water with EBMWD, and as soon as those connections are made, we can put up the final fencing on the hillside and open the park. In the meantime, we're making improvements to the horseshoe area. Last I heard, we're going to remove one of the horseshoe pits and add cornhole there. And so very, very popular used park is going to have some pretty fantastic improvements just in time for summer. Sierra Park North, that project is going great as well. All the site lighting was installed this last weekend. The paving is now complete. The fencing is complete. In general, all the site work is done, and we started work on the restroom building. Originally, this project had a prefabricated restroom building, which was about $250,000. And one of the cost-cutting measures we did is we discarded that item from the list of improvements and went out and designed another building, site-built building that we construct on site. It's very similar to the Roadrunner Park restroom, except it didn't require a sewer lift station. And we saved about $100,000 building it on site rather than ordering it and having it delivered here on a truck. So just one of the ways we got this project under budget. It is under budget, and we're on track to open that July or August. and, going really well. And that's really all I have because these guys went so fast tonight. But I want to remind you about, Fiesta Day, and, I can't thank, Jim and Joe enough. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you guys, and, we're really gonna miss your faces and, miss all the conversations we had, and, it's just been a joy working with both of you. So thank you again very much.
Thank you. Thank you. That feeling is mutual. Well, other than the staff reports, community control reports that are in your packet and you can review, we come to board comments. So I'll start on the far end with Tim.
I just want to thank you all for your time you committed to the board. Joe, you're really just an excellent president. I just really enjoy working with you. The way you communicate with the public and you communicate with us, and your job was awesome. I can't thank you enough. Along with that, May 14th, there's a cancer fair going on at Holy Harbor. We got festivities coming up May 28th. There's a lot of fun, exciting things happening in the community, and hope to see everybody there.
I'm gonna echo what Tim said, and we did try to, well, we actually begged him, pleading to run again so we can have him as president, and secretly promising if you run again, we'll make sure you're president, but he still said no. So I wish you the most fantastic fun over the next 2 years, that you will not be on the board and just having fun golfing and getting back to life as usual. You're an amazing president, and echoing exactly what Tim said, your calmness in tone, your logic, and your passion for the community made being part of this board exceptionally fabulous. So I thank you for that. And Jim, quiet most of the time, but when there's a little light of passion off out of the way you spark, you've got a lot of fun to work with, especially in IVR. You're just a joy to be around, and now I guess I can call you Jimmy since everyone else does, and I feel like we'll do it. So I look forward to seeing you here and there, you know, pickleball boards, if I ever get out there. Senior work group has an opening, so if anyone wants to join the senior work group committee, they are looking for in person, you can apply online. Also, as Fiesta Day approaches, there are 3 spots open for the Fiesta Day committee. Not necessarily going to help out much for this time, but we got to start planning right away. So for next year, if that's something that you're interested in, we always need volunteers. There's always tons of feedback on Facebook, but we need people to step up and join the committee and serve to make Fiesta Day as great as it always is. So please consider that. That's all I have for right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee, for those nice words. Jim? 4 years. In all honesty, it's some of the best years I've had in my life. Being able to work in a community that you love and you really care for. I have to give credit. I worked with 4 different presidents, and everyone was unique. My journey started with Mike Harris, Dale Welke, Chris Poland, and Joe. Even with 4 different presidents, the system kept going forward, making a better community. When I came into Canyon Lake, we bought our house in the Press Market. The economy was terrible. HOA didn't want me collected. It was kind of rugged. Things happened. I would say the best thing that ever happened to Canyon Lake in my term here has been this man right here. Very unique individual. Most people have a certain talent for this or that or whatever.
he has talent much greater than that. He has a calmness about him. He has a staff that loves him. He loves them. You'll see emails come in at midnight. Sometimes he answers them. He's a hands-on guy that knows what's going on. When you look at the complexities of what we've done in the last 5 years, great things have happened in this community. You would come in and say we need to modernize. I know we talked about an East Court wall for many years. Got done. It's $250,000, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Give or take. Crazy wall, I thought 100,000, not even anywhere near that. But the negotiation skill that this man had is unreal. We started on the solar project actually before I was on board. That was 5 years ago. That was an up and down battle, but to read all these different specifications for this stuff, he understands that. So being on the board isn't easy because I would say if anything, these guys are going to manage. The other person that I have to give a lot of credit to is Lynn. Lynn has been here 20 plus years. She knows the operation really, really well. And through this COVID thing, it's been very difficult in the position she has. Sometimes she has to work, not just manage. Once you do it serving drinks the other night. But what I'm trying to get to is that the staff that we have here is what makes us who we are. I gotta at least say something to Harmony. And I didn't know Harmony before, but she does a lot of paperwork that we deal with. And we did miss her while she was out having a couple babies. But Andrea, so in there in that period of time. And it's amazing how all these people work together. And we continue moving forward through all of this. So I probably talked more tonight than I've talked in 4 years. But anybody that knows me one-on-one, I'll go head to head with you on any stuff you want to talk about. I can agree to disagree on many things, but at the end of the day, it's you take a look at this phenomenon. We don't talk about it, it's in pictures. If you think we hide something, get out this. It's the same thing I get that you get. So when I hear people that attack what goes on in here, all you do is talk to a woman and do this stuff. So with that, I appreciate everything. Joe, you did a wonderful job. With that, I wish you all the best. See you on pickleball court, tennis court, and you won't see me on a golf course. So I can't figure that golfing. But anyway, thank you for coming tonight, and God bless all of you.
Wow. 2 years, that is by far the most he has ever spoken at a board meeting. Well said. That was very well said.
I'm scripted too, by the way.
I'm kind of at a loss. That's right. I'm at a loss to how to thank my whole fellow board members, the staff, Eric, and everybody. But I can go by telling him that it's been great knowing you this last year and working with you. I love your passion. I really do. I've never met anybody with more passionate, about the things he believes in. And I think that's a wonderful asset. And Renee has been up and down. No, in a good way. In a good way. And you have to know that we don't agree with everything that people talk about. And we have good, honest discussions, and we come up with what's best for the community, what we feel is strongest for the community, and that's all our goals, even though the specifics may not align. But I really appreciate all your input, all your hard work, and admire your commitment to the community. I really do. And Jim, it's been great. We've been together 2 years and having a good old time. Letting everybody do the work until this year. And we found out we had to do it. But it was so good. And I enjoyed working with you and getting to know you. And, I think we're proud of what you did in the last couple of years. Eric, it's been super. We have our weekly meetings. I really look forward to those. Give you so much insight into the community and showing you what it takes to run a community with 5,000 homes, 150 employees, all the intricacies that go on in running this community. And you do a marvelous job, and I appreciate and admire you very much. Thank you. Then, pretty incredible lady. So much history here in Canyon Lake, and you're such a soft-spoken person that I find it hard to keep that tone with all the grief that you go through. And if you don't know, Lynn is the manager and oversees both our restaurants, and I think you all know the employment issues that the whole country's having, but especially Canyon Lake, employment concerns and issues. Lynn's been dealing with that like a trooper, and to the point where she visibly chips in and fills in when needed. So I would be thank you, and I would be remiss without commenting about our legal team. Very well, Sean, it's been a pleasure working with you and Teresa. I've always had this preconceived notion about attorneys, and these last 2 years, it's sort of broken the mold. And I'm just incredibly amazed at how much you guys do for the community, and all the involvement that you have in the community, and directing us down the right path. Thank you for that. I mean, you're the backbone of the board, the backbone of the community. You make sure that we're all down the straight and narrow. You do a marvelous job. Even when you're on maternity leave, you're available. We appreciate that. Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody out there. It's been a ride for me and my wife Linda. Thank her for supporting me through all this. It's been quite a time-consuming venture that I love and she put up with. So I never regret a minute of the effort and time that I put into serving the board and the community. And I can tell, hopefully, some future board members, it's might be somewhat of an unknown for you now, and be a reward to you in a year or two. So I wish you well. And I just gotta say, it's been a great ride, and I'm glad I did it, and glad I made the decision not to run. So, to make room for new blood. That's why I did it. Okay, well, I will thank you for that, and if there are no
You do the budget control too?
Oh, yes, yeah. I'll recess the meeting.
Okay.
Well, I have one other thing to add. A little bird told us that, our board president is having his birthday tomorrow. If anybody's hungry for birthday cake, we already cut into it a little earlier, but, feel free to come up and have a piece of birthday cake. And happy birthday, Joe.
Thank you.
No, I think Renee's gonna lead us in singing happy birthday.
Let's embarrass them.
Oh, come on.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you.
And I should send it back to you, pay it back. All right, well, thank you very much, and, we'll call for a meeting to be adjourned. A recess, excuse me, thank you. 7:05, we'll reconvene in, about 10 minutes. Thank you. Okay. Apologize, we ran a little bit over our recess time, but call the meeting back to order, and, we have a members appeal, planning and compliance, so Cheryl, I'll turn it over to you for your opening comments.
And I got to that you have, in your last meeting, you will have an appeal, because I'm going to miss them.
I appreciate it.
So anyway, yes, we do have a member appeal, Mr. Dean Johnson. He's appealing the ACC denial. And we'll go ahead and just read over to you what our actual reasons for it was. Mr. Johnson was approved for a new pool and spa and concrete decking back on September 16th of 2021. And on March 16th and also the 24th, an inspection was conducted and found that a fire pit located beside setback and was done and was added to his project, and it was done without an approval. The inspector noted the fire pit was approximately 3 feet from the side property line, which is considered a CCNR violation, not just a rule violation. After Mr. Johnson was notified of the non-permitted fire pit, he immediately submitted an application for the ACC to review on March 31st. But because this is a CCNR violation, the ACC committee is not able to approve the location of the fire pit. The committee and staff also noted that the property does not have any topography or special circumstances to warrant a variance on this property. So the committee basically had to reject it, and the rejection was done because of the 5-foot PC 3.1C side setback, 5 feet from each property line, except corner lots which shall be 10 feet. Nothing can be in that area. And so staff recommended the board of directors upholds the ACC committee decision to remove the corner of the fire pit in order to meet PC 2.7 side setback requirement, a CCNR violation, or you can resubmit to remove and reposition it somewhere else. Mr. Johnson, you can come up here. Were there any questions from the board? As you can see, we have, I wanted to show I'm not sure which one, I think it's going to be number 2. It's the actual plot plan, not that one, will be the next one. This is the original plot plan that you can see back behind you, or it does not show a fire pit. And then the picture, which was number 1, that shows the fire pit, which was done and was found upon inspection. And then the next one, the first one that you were coming at was the diagram, is where when you resubmitted it, and then the committee went ahead and denied it. So I just want to make sure I clarified all of that for you. Mr. Johnson, go ahead.
I wasn't aware that I had to have a permit for the fire pit when I did all the work I done in my backyard, and we set many permits for fencing and patio cover, barbecue island, and the pool and everything. The fire pit is only 16 inches tall. I own a landscaping company. I've done many yards for this community. But they have flower plots or flower beds along their fence line, and they're 16 inches tall. Why can't I have a fire pit 6 inches tall? I'm talking one corner, you guys want me to cut off from my fire pit to be in line with the CCNRs. I wasn't aware of that. I was told anything 18 inches above has to be 5 feet from your fence line. Everything on my property is to code with you guys. That's the only thing that, one of the things I wasn't aware of, because it's 16 inches tall.
That's not something, that's not a code enforcement, goes to the city, or our PC rulings, and that's not something that we have, we wouldn't rule over that.
And it's, we're talking 10 inches that I gotta cut out my fire pit to please the board. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just dumbfounding me that you can allow a flower bed and you can allow a fire pit. And I'm not even on my fence line.
Well, I certainly sympathize with you and I understand your plight. The bottom line is that it is a structure and it is within a 5 foot setback from the property line.
So is a flower bed, so is a flower planter. It's the same thing. If you guys allow a 16-inch flower planter on the fence line.
Let me clarify that. Cheryl, how does that, well, John?
Okay, I'll address that. The fire pit is listed under what structures are as defined in our planning compliance section. Unfortunately, a planter is not considered a structure, it's just a place to plant. And so that's the only way we look at it differently, that most structures in a planter is not considered a structure.
If I may, if it's a concrete brick and it's concreted in, it's a structure. Regardless if it's 2 inches tall or 16 feet tall, it's a structure that's concreted in. It's a permanent structure.
Correct, but under our definitions, it's not considered a structure.
So, okay, in my definition, though, it isn't. So, I mean, whose definition to say they're right as far as this goes? I mean, sure, you guys are the board of Canyon Lake, but the bottom line is, it's a structure that's under the code, and everyone else can have a flower bed, but I can't have a fire pit.
Unfortunately, it's just a definition of structure that's associated with our CCNRs, which requires no structure to be built on a 5 foot side setback. So,
does anyone else have anything to say on this?
Yeah, I do, Mr. Johnson. I said earlier, I sympathize with you, and if I might have a different opinion if it wasn't a fire pit. As a fire pit within, outside the parameters of code with property line,
It's 10 inches.
Oh, no, I understand. I understand whether it's an inch or 10 inches or 10 feet, it's still in violation, and it's a fire pit. And so from my perspective, I tend to err on the side of safety and the responsibility of the community and liability. And, but I mean, that's just me. I mean, I can certainly poll the board and we will ultimately vote on it. So let me call for comments from my fellow board members.
I should clarify, in the CCNRs is what defines the structure, right? That is correct.
Any questions, comments?
You are a contractor, as you stated, correct? It is the owner's responsibility to go home to know the rules. It's, the things are out there if people want to look them up. And I don't mean to be harsh about it, but it is a CCNR. There are certain things like the rules, that we can maybe give variances on or something, but CCNR is something that is established, and I'm not going to step over those bounds of what those are. And to not even put on an original plan to show it on the permit I just think we,
I wish I knew, I wish I knew how to have it on there, so I would have done it. I mean, if you can look at everything else I've ever done on my property, and then it's been above board, I mean, I
well, it looks wonderful, everything was beautiful, but that's, you know.
I was aware, like I said, once again, 16 inches positive and aware, so.
So if you put flowers in there, would that then be a flower, whatever?
Exactly, let's put flowers in there.
Okay.
A planter. And that would be okay with the board, correct?
Is there gas in there?
Excuse me?
Is there a gas line?
No.
So the question is, if you call it a flower planter, is it legal?
We know it's not, I mean,
not.
I mean, this.
Well, I know there's a gas line would be legal.
Straight here. Gas line regardless, I mean, you want me to turn there and put flowers, and we would still put a flower pot, I mean, if I put wood in there and a gas line, it's not legal, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 here. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you, I mean, it's, if there's a gas line, the flame's gonna be this tall with no embers. If it's a flower pot, there's gonna be nothing at all. And it's still 16 inches tall, it's 10 inches from the fence. I mean, it's 10 inches too close to the fence.
Even a raised planter would have required a permit for the project, and when it pulled the project and putting that location would have been.
And you guys would
would have noticed that time, you would have known at that time that if this plan would have been approved, the purpose of fire code would not have been approved. This,
But once again, I wasn't aware anything under 18 inches had to be approved, that's all. I was going over the county Riverside guidelines. The city of Riverside guidelines, which I assume county would follow their guidelines. Once again, 16 inches, it's not 18 inches, it's not 2 feet, it's not 3 feet, it's 16 inches.
So is this a POA issue or a,
Yes.
it's so that from a city standpoint, it's okay, but from POA it's not, is that correct?
city has been, it's also been only care about.
I understand, but would the city have approved this?
The city and the POA are two different entities, and we're dealing with, not just a rule, but we're dealing with the CCNR, which takes the vote of the community to change. And the only way to get around a CCNR is if there is a viable reason under a variance. And at this point in time, because of this property the way it is, there's no topography or special circumstance.
So if he had done everything right, you would not have given him a variance on this, correct?
No, that's correct, we would not have, we would have told him that he couldn't have it there.
Okay. So if he could physically pick it up and move it at whatever 10 inches, it would be okay, is that correct?
Just as long as it's not in the 5-foot setback.
Just for clarification.
Any closing comments, Mr. Johnson?
Say it.
Okay, well, we thank you very much for your time, and at this time, we can go ahead and vote, right? So, call for a motion either to approve the location. Yeah, we can approve the location or request that it be meet code, cut back over.
Motion to move or cut.
I'm sorry.
Motion to move or cut back.
Okay, we have a motion to remove it.
Or cut it, correct? Okay.
Second.
Let somebody else second.
Okay, I'll second it. All right. Any final discussion? Charlie, anything to add?
No, I don't, thank you.
Mr. Johnson?
What do you want me to do?
Okay, well, we'll take a vote. All those in favor of calling for the fire pit to be either cut back or removed, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
4 in favor, 1 absent, motion carried.
Sorry for that.
Figure out fine, we'll do that one anyway. So I just get cut it back and then let you guys know when I'm done and then go ahead and get it inspected.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so that's our last order of business. We'll call the meeting to be adjourned formally.